The Recycling Society has got a history going all the way back into the early 70s. It's a very unique relationship. They are a unique organization. They were cutting edge back in the day, going into source separation like we had never seen before anywhere in the province of British Columbia. And I would say that they were leaders in how you go about being responsible recyclers.
My parents were members of SPEC, the Society for Promoting Environmental Conservation, and somebody had gone to the first Earth Day in Vancouver and came back with the idea of recycling.
Well, the Society started with 5 members that were willing to stand up.
We had the philosophy that you think globally but act locally, and this was one thing we could do, is start this recycling movement.
I think they settled on recycling because it was something that they could do proactively, and they felt they could actually make a positive difference rather than just kind of protesting things and being against things.
People ask me, oh, yeah, those are the hippie days. I said, I wasn't a hippie. Well,
Neither was
I don't know.
I was a teacher and he was an electrician.
Yeah, but you have this. The idea is that this is something you got to put some time into. If you don't do it, who does?
So I went with my little 4-month-old baby and my girlfriend, and we went to Belkin Paperboard company and said, well, if we gather up newspaper, will you buy it from us? I was the marketeer. And they said, yes, we'll buy your newspaper, and but it had to be bundled.
The collection depot was in the house next door here, where we are now, and that was the first collections depot. I used to be in a lot of the parades. They would dress me up in like newspaper boxes, and for the Christmas parade, they dressed me up in like the Christmas present box, and so we'd walk down the street. And of course, I'm not going to do that to my kids. They just don't know yet. Yeah.
Well, Dave and Julie, really, the heart and soul, Julie, I always consider her the mother of recycling because she just had such a clear vision of how recycling should be and how people should be too.
We had this one rickety truck and we worked out of the dump, which just had a bunch of sheds and a fenced off metal yard with leachate running through the center of it. And the bears.
Back when I was in grade 5 at Glenwood Elementary, Julie came to my school and they were involved with SPEC at that time, and they gave us an environmental awareness talk and about recycling. And I remembered that to this day. And it impacted me a lot. And that was sort of some of the way that I patterned my life was on part of that talk. So when I had the opportunity to come to Maple Ridge and work for that society, I jumped at it.
As we grew, we worked really hard to get a council liaison.
And now it's a partnership with the municipality in doing the recycling operation. And the part of that is because we had such a tenacious group way back at the start.
Over time, we built solid relationships with, the engineering department, with all of Municipal Hall.
It's about relationships and working together, and that's how we've gotten to where we are today. And a credit, we're reaping the benefits of some very visionary folks.
At the beginning, we were a small grassroots organization, and we started working with, through grants from the federal government, with people with developmental disabilities. And today we have a program that we call Supported Work. One of the things that we've done is we have designed a work site that will allow people with a variety of skills and abilities to experience success in their job. Many of the people that come to us have gone through a lot of rejection and failures because they may not have the kinds of job transferable skills that are required in a typical work environment. So we've designed a place where these people succeed in a work setting. Maple Ridge believes in a multi-stream, multi-sort system, keeping recyclable items separate from the source by asking residents to sort it out at home means lower contamination rates, less waste, and a better quality product to market.
So we can demand a little bit more in the downtimes. People know that if they're going to buy from somebody, they tend to buy from us first because they know that the product is cleaner.
And that's why when we had the bins on the truck, we figured we could keep each thing separate and not have it contaminated. If you're going to mix it together, you got to sort it out. This way, you don't mix it in the first place, you don't have to sort it.
Somebody described it as trying to unscramble an egg, that once you mix it together, it's a lot harder to sort out, because everything is separated from the beginning. It's a clean stream, and there is less waste in that. There's more that is able to be recycled because it's not mixed with other things.
In Maple Ridge, people who sort, they own the fact that they're part of making reusables. You know, they aren't just throwing away their trash.
It was Bill Elder, one of the board members from the Recycling Society, said that the residents of Maple Ridge are the only ones in the Lower Mainland that truly understand the true cost of getting rid of trash.
If you as an individual resident have to pay to have your garbage taken off the curb, you are going to do everything you can to reduce your costs. So that has been the intent of Maple Ridge and our council since they joined with the society back in 1972. They wanted people to understand the value of recycling and the cost of garbage.
BC is a leader in stewardship programs, also known as Extended Producer Responsibility. Recycle BC is one of these programs. In 2014, Recycle BC took over marketing the printed paper and packaging that we collect. Recycle BC now finds end markets for the materials we collect. Aluminum containers are recycled into new aluminum, road signs, and window frames. Plastic we collect is turned into new packaging, rope, car bumpers, household furnishings, picnic tables, and other things. Ridge Meadows Recycling Society recycles 98% of the material that comes into our depot. We weigh it coming in and we weigh it going out, and there's only 2% waste.
Although we go to all the environmental events in town, we also go to a lot of the community events.
Repair cafes are pop-up events where people with expertise in fixing different items will help anybody from the community fix whatever the broken item is for free. We have people who can fix electronics, appliances, any kind of small furniture, jewelry, clothing, any kind of textiles. There's a better way to reach people, and especially younger people, through social media, and we've been making a lot of videos. We have a YouTube channel and we have a Facebook page. We even have a custom-made game to teach residents what can be recycled curbside and at the depot. We're looking towards the next 40 years and seeing what big changes are coming up on the horizon. A big one is the EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility Programs. That's kind of becoming the future of recycling, is manufacturers and industry taking more of a role in it. So the responsibility of the end of life of commodities is going from municipalities back to the manufacturers and retailers that produce the materials.
We have to adapt. We always ask people to change how they do things. We have to do the same thing. And because there is some things that are going to be inevitable, I think. And so I'd rather have the society in as part of it, as a conscience on this thing, rather than on the outside looking in.
40 years ago when we started, recycling was kind of on the fringe. In 40 years, people will not understand not doing it. It will just be what you do.
And I look at the totals that they're doing now, and I think, wow, this is really neat. All the things that we looked at and we fought for at that time and said that this is possible are happening.
All along our history, we were told that what we were aiming at was impossible. We were never going to achieve 50% reduction. And we achieved all of our goals and more. And now that we have zero waste as a goal, the society is really still very much committed and passionate about doing this work, and we will get there.
I really see the ideal future that they had in mind and were working so hard for, and I am proud to be following that and bringing my own skills and experience to where I see the future going with the society.